What's going on YouTube? It's Eli with Common Sense, and if you are new to the channel, I'd like to welcome you. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and if you're a regular, thank you so much again for watching and continually clicking on these videos. It means a lot to me, and I am happy to meet you. Today we're going to be doing a video on 5 fragrances that really pack a punch and will cut through that cold air and just be perfect for the fall and winter seasons. So stay tuned. So this first fragrance is from a foreign house, from the house of Swiss Arabian, and actually I ended up getting this and 2 others in a gift set, 3 of them full 75 ml bottles for $38 from jomashop.com. Believe it's still going on, and my guess is it'll happen until the holiday season. Definitely pick it up, but that's just where I got this one. But this first one, Swiss Arabian's Shaghaf Oud Aswad. Rosy oud that's super warm and spicy. So with this one, it smells absolutely high quality, sort of an Arabian Bakur incense with musk, sandalwood, leather, agar wood, amber, and vanilla. You also get a bit of rose, saffron, and sort of a floral jasmine. Now that jasmine definitely keeps it really light and kind of silky. It smells very similar to Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Oud Satin Mood, which is around $275, $250 depending on where you pick it up. But it's a fragrance that smells very close to it, and it also is compared to another $200 fragrance that's discontinued, Dolce & Gabbana's Velvet Tender Oud, and it's also compared to Montal's Black Oud Intense. So similar kind of combination of all of these ones, but it is absolutely fantastic. It smells really expensive, and it doesn't feel like it costs the $25 per bottle, or a little bit cheaper if you get it in that gift set. It smells really high quality, and I've been to many stores and little boutiques and things, and this smells like a really high quality oud, and for $25–30, it is an absolute no-brainer. It's soft, warm, and the rose just cuts through with that saffron and makes it smell really nice and a little bit spicy, but very floral and kind of smooth and silky, just like MFK's Satin Mood. So Shaghaf Oud actually lasts a really, really long time. It lasts around 8 hours on my skin, and honestly a lot longer when you spray it on clothing. I had a sweater, I sprayed it on there a few times, and it still smells like it to this day. And I bought it maybe a week or 2 ago, and I still smell it in that sweater. It's so strong, and it's so worth it. It's worth every cent. Get it, please. This is honestly one of my favorite new finds, and I am very excited to discover more from the house of Swiss Arabian. But that one is Shaghaf Oud Aswad. Coming up from another foreign house, it is from the house of Lattafa. Lattafa's Musamam. Musamam is a 2022 release, and it is absolutely breathtaking for the price. It's a smoky, resinous kind of oud with a nice bright and airy top. Very aromatic, very resinous, very woody and oudy. It's fantastic. You get mandarin, lavender, saffron, cedar, amberwood, frankincense, and akigala wood, along with some others, and it's just unbelievably smoky. Just that wonderful high quality wood mixed with other kind of leathery, spicy accords as well. A little bit similar to the other one, but not quite as soft and silky. This is more woody and definitely more resinous. It cuts through that cold weather, and it's just absolutely fantastic. It's a wonderful night out fragrance. It'll definitely reach beyond your personal bubble. Other people are definitely gonna smell this around you, and it lasts a really long time. Musamam lasts a really, really long time, and it just smells absolutely fantastic. It lasts around probably 7 to 8 hours, and the more sprays that you use, the longer it lasts. It sticks around on clothing, absolutely wonderful, and it just hits well above its price range. And you get this kind of textured bottle, and it looks absolutely amazing with the kind of rhinestone snake eye, but it is fantastic for like $35–40. So lasts over 8 hours. It's definitely unisex, and it smells wonderful. Lattafa's Musamam. Up next is actually technically a discontinued fragrance, but you can still find it for around $40 to $50 depending on the bottle size. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo Signature. Picture just a nice salty vanilla sweet coffee mixed with sort of a leather jacket. It smells really, really sick. You've got pink pepper, tonka, which is kind of that vanillic vibe. You get leather, you get coffee, cardamom, which is wonderful warmth. People compare this to Halloween Man X, which is another great kind of coffee sweet gourmandish fragrance, but this one I think is a little bit better. It smells higher quality, it lasts just as long, if not longer, and it just adds a couple little extra notes to it. It's also compared to Armani Code Absolu, but I think this is a little bit better and it's a better budget. Sort of a slightly bright herbal facet to it. You get cypress, pink pepper, and citruses, and honestly, it's a wonderful gourmand designer fragrance. It costs around $45 to $50 again. It's technically discontinued, but it smells really nice, and depending on where you get it, you can still find it. Again, it's a sweet and salty coffee that lasts through the kind of colder fall, winter evenings, and to me, it kind of smells like a slightly grown-up version of Polo Red or Armani Code Absolu, and it just smells really, 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 really nice. Did I say really enough? And that one is Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo Signature. Next up, we have a fragrance that I've talked about before, but it is still so worth it. We're talking about Banana Republic's Tobacco and Tonka Bean. Tobacco and Tonka Bean. Sweet and creamy tonka mixed with a little bit of that kind of fruity tobacco vibe. You get vanilla, tonka bean, plum, tobacco leaf, coconut, and pear as some of the listed notes. Now for me personally, I don't get pear or coconut, but I do definitely think the coconut adds to kind of the creaminess. This one's often compared to Initio's Side Effect and Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Honestly, I haven't smelled Side Effect and I really want to get my nose on Mercedes-Benz Club Black, but I've heard great things about those, and I know Mercedes is kind of a fall staple, but I've yet to smell it. But for this one, I really like it. This one's a great date night fragrance, and just, it's really warm and inviting, and it's just very soft, and it makes people kind of want to draw in and smell you. It's a little bit unisex because it's a little bit creamy. It's definitely sweet, but I think that's going to be nice if you're a guy trying to appeal to women, and I think that they might find something a little bit familiar and just kind of inviting about it because it's kind of sweet and creamy. It definitely smells strongest the first kind of bit when you first spray it on, but it does last to me about 5 to 6 hours. Some people that's going to be plenty, others that's not going to be enough to warrant purchasing it. I think it's great, and if it's cheap enough as it is, it's around $20 to $40 depending on where you pick it up. I bought this one for $20 at Burlington, so definitely scoop this up at Burlington's if you can find it. In fact, basically any of these Banana Republic private line fragrances, if you pick them up, they're almost always $20 and they are a steal. But this one, it's cheap enough as it is, and you can pick it up and spray it, take it in your car or whatever you want, and you can just spray it throughout the day, and it smells really, really warm and good. That is Tobacco and Tonka Bean by Banana Republic. Last but not least, a fragrance that you've definitely seen at your rack stores. You may have bought it, you may have passed it up, but it is a classic nonetheless. I am talking about Burberry's London For Men. For me, this one gives off holiday vibes. You get sweet cinnamon spice with just a touch of woods and really nice leather, and it even has oud in it, which I didn't pick up at first, but I really like oud now, and I can kind of see it now. This one's got tobacco, cinnamon, leather, lavender, and oud. The best way that I can describe this is sort of in a feeling. So if you've ever been kind of having family over or friends and you just have sort of a holiday gathering, you have dinner or whatever you want, and it's really cold outside and you walk them out to their car and you end up just kind of talking and shooting the air and just having kind of a fun conversation out there in the cold and just not wanting it to end. That's kind of what this reminds me of. It's warm, it cuts through the cold, and it's absolutely fantastic. Some people only get a few hours of performance, but I have to say on my skin, it does last a little bit longer, especially if you spray it on the clothes. And that's kind of a thing that you want to do to make your fragrances last a little bit longer, is spray them on your clothes, because it kind of sinks in a little bit and it lasts a little bit longer. Because once it evaporates off of your skin, it's kind of gone and it changes a little bit, but it smells a little bit more linear when you spray it on your clothes. But again, it smells warm, it's sweet, it's definitely a little bit more mature coming from that tobacco, the leather, and the oud, but it also has a little bit of just kind of a freshness to it from the lavender. Like I said, this one does cut through the cold at the beginning, and I've honestly got great projection and performance for the first hour or two, and it smells really strong and really nice. But honestly, at 20 to 30 bucks, depending on the bottle size, I think it's worth it. And plus you get this really cool little Burberry scarf wrapped around it. It just looks really cool, and it looks awesome on the shelf, but really, really nice for the price. Burberry London for Men. And that wraps up today's video for fall fragrances that are definitely gonna be great for the budget. Thank you so much for checking me out. I have been Eli with Common Sense, and until the next one, bye-bye. Why is my throat so dry? Oh, that's what you get when it's winter and you smell a bunch of fragrance.